Hello and welcome my friend, and then I am planning to show you that how to replace this Honda Civic car's 1.8 liter gasoline engines, these spark plugs. And these spark plugs are good to replace within every 3 years or then 50,000 miles, 50,000 kilometers. This miles, or about 70,000 kilometers. And then our car runs better. And of course use similar spark plug what you had in there, this is good advice, or then purchase these Japanese Densos, these spark plugs, or NJK is also good. Okay, and let's go to do the job. Okay, and first step is to take out these electric connectors in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to press that up area and then pull out that in this way. Normally when we are lucky this opens, but sometimes these can be really tight, and that's we need specific tools. And let's go to look at what are those tools. Okay, now we have nice view. And these connectors really work so that when I press this area, then I move that up in this way, in that way. But sometimes these parts are stuck and I have to press this area and install this my hook tool in here and little bit lift up this central area in that way. Now it is in here, in this way, and then I move that in here, and then this opens, because sometimes these are stuck. And then I open these final two, press in here, and then move up and press in here, and now all of these opens nicely. Good. And next step is that I need 10mm socket what fits in there, and in these positions I can open these bolts in this way. This is rotation, and there is the small nut, and now this bolt is free. And let's open next bolt. Okay, and then when nuts are away, I carefully move that and I pull out, and this is really ignition coil, and it goes nicely out in that way, and in this way, and in same way. And when we install this back, it is same procedure in this way. And let's look closer this type of this ignition coil. Okay, and then next part is that we have to take these spark plugs away. And we need now tools what are firstly socket for spark plug removal, 16mm, and then longer bar extension. And when I install these things in that way, and I carefully install this my tool in there, this is ready for opening. And then I take my wrench and I open this spark plug in this way, little bit rotation, and when you lift up this spark plug, be carefully that you don't drop this. Okay, and there is all spark plug in here, and now we can next look closer this spark plug. Okay, and there is really this all spark plug, and we can purchase just similar than this old one. My one is Bosch maker, and there is this code in this area in here, and this is made in Germany. And when we choose just similar code text what are in here, then we can get good spark plug. And also we can purchase like Denso's spark plug, so that we go to internet page and there is Denso's spark plug selector tool, and then we can purchase Denso's spark plug. I recommend always Denso's spark plugs because it is same in all Toyota cars also. But this Bosch is fine also. Okay, and then spark plugs installation pack. And when we install these spark plugs pack, note that use socket where is magnetic inside magnet, because it keeps this spark plug in like place, and it is really critical that when we install this spark plug carefully in this hole, that do not drop this spark plug in there, because otherwise this nose, this head, this can damage, and then we have those engine running problems. Okay, and this is the way. Now there is this magnet inside in here. This is specific socket for spark plug, and now I carefully install this my spark plug in this hole, and then I can rotate that in my hands, or if we have this electric driver, now carefully this start is carefully job, and now when it stops, I take this my electric driver away, and then we take this wrench, and when we use this wrench, this is quite okay. We can change these spark plugs using this wrench, but we have to be carefully that this is small wrench, because if we tight and rotate this spark plug too much, it can damage and go totally broken, and it is then really bad situation, and that's we should to use torch wrench tool, because this force is 20 Newton meters or something like 15 lbf, this force like 20 Newton meters, and it is possible to get when I use one hand only in here and then in this way. Now there's about 20. But let's check. When we can loan or purchase this this torch wrench tool, what like in I have in here this digital, and now when I move that my tool, it says sound when force is okay. You can see in this my tool that there is this digital amount Newton meters, and when there is this sound, now I have a little bit more this force in there. It is about 30, and that's I have to release a little bit this my spark plug in that way, and I repeat that, and let's check again. Okay, and now there is 20 in here, and we look that amount, and this means that when there is 20, this is just great amount of this force, 20 Newton meters. Okay, in here. And now we can be sure that this spark plug is fine. Okay, and then when we install this ignition coil back, there is similar thing that I install this carefully in here, and then I install this nut in here. There is force what is 10 to 15 Newton meters. Now I rotate that in here and we can look that closer. And this nut's force is 10 to 14 to 15 Newton meters. And let's check using my torch French tool. This is this amount, and when we use this torch French tool, then we don't broke these nuts and bolts. And now we can see that how much this force is. Now we can see that there is digital meter. Now there is like 11, 13 and 14. 14 is like maximum amount. And let's look closer. The good force for that ignition coil nut is about 10 to 15 these Newton meters. Now there's 15 just in here. Great. And now we have just excellent amount of force in this ignition coil, and I can remove this my tool, and next I can install this connector. And next I install this connector, and this connector goes nicely when I take two fingers, and then it goes only one way in there. And then I have to press this my connector so long that we hear click sound. Click. Listen. Okay, now there is no any click sound, but now it's fine when we look that this inner central area is deep, and this connector works when I try to take this out and pull out, but it is not possible. Then it's like locked, and this locked is important. Okay, and now this coil is back. This was this idea. Thank you.